experience. Hello to everyone in Happs World. Thank you for being a part of the community in the morning from 6:30 to 7:30 every day. I highly recommend seeing the wonderful views of the people and the comments in the morning and the interaction that we have every day here on Happs. And if you're a new broadcaster and you're having a rough go of it and you're trying to do the 250, Mike Grids, I think I'm saying that, Mike Grids. Love that name. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. One of the most down-to-earth people on the scopes right now, the broadcast. A man who cares about content. How wild is that? I put you in there as well. Hello from the Philadelphia. Almost said the Philippines. Mookie! What's the 250? I don't know. How you doing, Mookie? Good to see you. Mookie, I haven't seen you in a couple days, so I hope all is well in your world. Oh, look at that. The super heart from the Mookie. All right. I'm starting things off right if I got that. Mookie has been with me for years now, so he's one of the originals. Okay, you're on the guest list here if you want to talk. I don't know if you're in the mood to do that, but willing to be in. I invited you, so we'll see how that comes to be. I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm hoping we get everybody in. Hello! I invited you in as well. I think you're one of the first people I invited in. Mrs. Kendall. I loved your impact this morning. So I don't know if you're in a state where you can actually do it today, but I would love to have you in right now. So a super heart. There we go. Well, we got Mike. There he is. Let's see how well it comes in. He's looking fairly good. It's a little pixelated, but not super. Let's hear your voice, buddy. Say hello.
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
Good. Okay. Let's give it a whirl. See how it goes. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, we'll try it out and see if it works.
Yeah.
If it don't work, then you can always cut me off, whatever you need to do, it's fine with me.
Yeah. Well, sometimes what's happening now is the screen works or the audio doesn't. Or the audio does, but you can't have them on screen because the bandwidth doesn't work out right. But no, you look great today. What are you wearing today? What's the shirt? What do you got on there on the shirt?
This shirt is a Super Bowl shirt when the Eagles played the Patriots, when the Eagles won.
Yeah. Are you holding your phone again? Are you doing the stabilizing with your hand, or you got it on?
I have it on a stand tonight.
Good man. Okay, why don't you stand up for a second? Let us see your shirt. That's why I asked.
Hang on, no.
Okay, look, girls, don't be overwhelmed by the beauty of the man. Okay,
yeah, I'm a big guy.
Yeah, a whole lot of loving.
There you go.
Yes. Adam Cobb, how are you? So good to see you. I've never met him. He's never been on the broadcast, the scope. Do you know Adam at all? Is he new? Does anybody know Adam? Okay, let's invite Adam. Let's see. I would like to meet him. All right, Adam, if you're open to meeting me, you probably heard some strange stuff. It's probably all incredibly correct.
So what's on the agenda tonight, Michael? Is it open forum, or are you going to topic?
No, there's no topic. There's never a topic. Every time I've tried to do a topic, it's gone sideways. Yeah, we just go with the flow, especially at night. Night is more like a social where everybody comes in and talks and says hello. And hi, Tina. How are you? Good to see you. Hello from, what is that word there, sir? Oroville? Is that right? Am I saying that wrong? Tina Richer from Oroville, I think she's saying. I'm not sure what Oroville is, but that's interesting. Where is Oroville? Do you know? Am I even saying it right? Are you still there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was.
I let you do your thing. I mean, if you want me to interject with a topic for you, the hot topic right now is the weather down here. There's a bunch of coastal storms that keep coming along like a train system. There's another one Sunday.
Yeah. We can welcome Mrs. Kendall in. How are you? Let's see how well this goes tonight.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Mrs. Doubtfire, have you met have you met Michael? We've got the M&M thing going on here tonight, and there's no rapping.
Hello, Mike.
How you doing tonight?
Good.
Have you
How are
two
you?
have you two met each other? You should. You're both kind souls.
No. Hang on, let me go follow you.
Good deal.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Oh wow, there you go. That's a long ways away.
It is. Where are you?
You're crystal clear tonight, by the way. Oh,
I'm sitting in the room nearest the Wi-Fi.
okay. Well, that's working. That's working big time. Do you recognize this man here? I think his name is Fraser.
Hello, Fraser.
Fraser, I say, my friend. Good morning. Good
evening,
afternoon.
Good morning to Australia, and good
Yes.
early evening for American or Canadian peeps.
Okay, so Mike, can you see how topics work really well in our show here?
Yeah, right. You just keep bringing people in, and but you know, it's funny because the point I can make about the lady here being from Australia is that you're in Canada, she's in Australia, I'm in America. It's awesome how technology has continued to connect us no matter where we're at on the globe.
Okay.
And Fraser's in Scotland.
Yes.
I see Randy Horton's here. I see Randy's
Yes,
in the house.
Hello.
I've just been on Randy's show.
We're just going to keep on spinning the globe around and just pick up people on the way here. You know, it's like a bus that's going around the globe.
That's what we do. So you two introduce each other to each other here and get the backstory, and it'd be nice. Because
right, so tell me about your whole background. You born in Australia? You tell me about your background there. Would love to hear it.
Well, actually, no, I'm Australian. I was born I just on Randy's show, and I was born in Papua New Guinea, but we moved back to Australia when I was 3. But yeah, I'm an Aussie from Queensland, which is like in the top right-hand corner. Is that right, on the east coast? Yeah. So I'm like 45 minutes from Brisbane, and but I've lived lots of different places. I've lived in London. I lived in Singapore for 15 years. I've lived in Melbourne, Australia. So I've moved around quite a lot.
Have you been to the States yet?
Oh yes. Yeah, I've been in I've done like the East and West Coasts. I haven't really had a chance to see the middle of America yet, but
what's your favorite town to visit in America? What would be your favorite place and your favorite attraction to visit?
Oh wow, that's a toughie. I loved so many things in America. I loved all of the places. They're all so unique. I mean, I've been to Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, and then New York, Washington. Mainly the big places.
We're showcasing you right now. So you were on Randy's show. That's the big leagues.
I know. It was so nice of him to have me on.
Oh, see, he's a smart man. He knows the starlet in the making. So look, you're not going to need us anymore to build up your. We're going to be calling you. You're going. The numbers are down. Please help us. We've lost our way.
Oh, you're so funny, Michael.
Can you do me a favor?
Podcasting background. Could I ask you that? Like, so how long have you been coming on the internet, and do you host this show, or you just come on just to hang out and socialize?
Yeah, no, I'm an old Periscoper from like 6 months after they started, and I did that till about 2 years ago, and then I just got exhausted from Periscope, and I think it was just from broadcasting every day, because I think that's what I like about Happs is you don't have to be on here every day, where there was more pressure to be on Periscope every day. So I think I got a bit burnt out, and then I went over.
I think the key though is if you're on, you have to have Frasier on as a grounding force, because unless he's smelling his armpits or eating or doing erotic dancing, or lifting weights, you've lost your way. And he does that every morning for me. He's my grounding force. I learn not to take myself too seriously. If I have Frasier there, I know everything is going to be okay. So what I suggest is, if you feel like you have any form of burnout, anybody who's out there in TV land, on Happs TV land, call up Frasier. It won't cost you a lot of money, but he'll drink with you, most likely tea. He's an amazing cook. So all the ladies out there, if you're looking for someone who can cook you up a good meal, what do you think, Frasier? Is this all real?
Fraser, what I want to know is, what is your favorite meal?
How much is Randy paying you to sell that?
It got ugly this morning in the comments. Oh my God, it was crazy.
This feels like a bit deja vu.
It does.
This morning.
It does feel very deja vu.
It's like frigging Groundhog Day Part 2 on the same
It
day.
does.
Yeah, but Mike wasn't in here this morning. It wasn't the M&M thing at all.
Yeah, I'm not an early riser. I normally sleep until at least 9:30 most mornings.
Your audio is very faint.
Which one, me or you?
No, the Grizz.
The Grizz, yeah.
It's very hard to hear you. I don't know why.
I can hear him, but see, the thing is, it's because you are so connected to Mrs. Kendall that there is nobody else in the room.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So she's a bit of a woo master, which is why I love it. Ugly for Mike is pretty tame, though. He's making fun of me. That's Mookie. Mookie thinks I'm a hippie as well. So Mrs. Kendall, what do you think a hippie is? Because I get called a hippie all the time. What is a hippie?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, what you mean, like a woo-woo hippie, or
just a hippie? So okay, well, you can give us both. You can give us normal hippie and the woo-woo hippie. Yeah.
Well, I think hippies were. Didn't you Americans sort of like dub that term hippie?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think of like the 70s and that sort of era for hippie.
Right.
I don't know. What was that, Fraser?
I said the stoners.
The stoners. Well, I wasn't going to say that, but
well, no, but I think when people apply that to me, it's like, clearly you've done way too many drugs and you're in your own world now.
Right.
Any frontal lobe action you had is now fried. So, and what's left is Michael. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
So was Randy kind to you on the show?
Randy was lovely.
Yes. Did he call you a hippie? This is where I'm going.
No.
No. Okay. But I love what he said this morning. He said, she is clearly the real deal. The rest of you are wannabes. So, Fraser, have you thought about what you did this morning? How you hurt people today, calling them trolls?
No, I just thought Fraser was just like, I didn't think he was calling anyone a troll. I thought he was just sort of being aware that there might be a troll in there. But is that right?
It was awareness. There was somebody who commented with a different profile name, and I was presuming it was maybe somebody slipped through the nets, but obviously it was the same person with a different name. But that's hence the reason why I was just a bit curious. But they obviously they had to get the box tissues out because they were a little bit upset.
You can be the troll bouncer.
Yeah, they were. They had to get Michael's Kleenex because I'm not upset. Sorry.
Yes.
I think we're fine now. Okay.
Mike Grizz, can you see how a topic is fleeting? You've got about 20 seconds before the topic changes. It's
You know
it's
what? You
the
have to be able to turn with the tide, as they say in the radio business.
that's right. And I call it the OCD show.
There you go. That's a perfect name for it, actually. You know what? Every night, just come live with the OCD show, and
The OCD show.
your ratings will be off the hooks.
I love this. It says, Michael Bathurst, I'm always nice to you. Try to project your anger upon my godly soul. That's Randy. Hi, Randy.
I see Miss Christine stopped in the room too. I seen her pop up.
Yeah.
You have all the celebrities here tonight. They're all here. I was telling my weatherman friend about Randy. I said last night I was on with this famous guy, and he asked who, and I said Randy W. Horton, and I said he's a huge star on social media.
He is a huge star. Anybody who's lucky enough to be on his show is blessed. So, but he saw talent in you today. He's a smart man. He knows that you're a good flavor.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Randy.
No, he's a very bright man. He knows when he's got the goods. In fact, what I'm going to do is just highlight you here again.
Oh no!
There we go again. Can you tell us about the art in the background there for a second?
Yeah, it's actually painted. It was given to us by my brother-in-law.
Yes.
I have to move the camera. Which way do I go with the camera? That way? No. That way? No. Okay.
You're doing great. That looks good.
Yeah, it's an Aboriginal painting.
Yes.
And it's given to us by my brother-in-law, and he knows the artist who painted it, the Aboriginal artist who painted it, and it's a turtle. Sorry, I'm not doing very well with the camera here. There we go.
But turtles are sacred.
Yes. Well,
in many cultures, turtles are very sacred.
Yeah, my husband loves turtles, so.
Now, does he just love them, or does he love what they symbolize? You should look it up. They're very godly.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, they represent renewal, strength, protection, sacred knowledge, a whole bunch of stuff. It's wild. Oh, wait.
Big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yes. 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 Well, I always loved how they used all the artist names in it. Frasier's dancing in the background. Did you see that?
Yeah, you can put everyone back on.
Okay. All right. What are we doing here? Frasier, you going to behave, or are you going to dance for us? Now, you said you wouldn't dance on her show. You said you wouldn't dance on her show. So what's going on? Show us your dancing. You wanted to do the dancing. Do your dancing. You were doing in the background. Go on.
What? I think he thinks I'm dancing in the background. I'm just sitting listening to Mitchell, Miss Kendall. It's easier. Just talking about her painting in the background. It's all civilized. I don't know what you're sure. You've seen things. Well, it must be.
Captain Rehab, Richard, how are you? Chris and Martin, so great to have you here. So thank you. Have you been on Chris and Martin's show yet? They're also big league. So you should get her as a guest. She's a wonderful human being. And if you want someone to accompany you who's fun and tries to do structure, Mike Riz. And if you want complete insanity, Fraser Ramsey. There he is. Okay, we're all back. The gang is back. Okay, pick a topic, Mike. Go ahead. Let's try this. Let's give it a whirl. Any topic. Go, Mike.
All right, let's start with the stock market. Is anybody following what's happening after that whole debacle with GameStop?
Yes, I have been. I did actually buy some shares in GameStop, only 4, but from seeing them rise to nearly $350, they dropped to basically, I can tell you now, actually, about $54. So I'm kind of feeling a bit upset. But shares have dropped. So
how much did you pay for them? How much did you pay for them?
I only actually, to be honest with you, I bought 2 shares at $5, then they went up to $9. So probably spent no less than $30 on 4 shares. just over 4 shares. So
You should have sold them at 300.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I'll tell you that they are, which would be nice. They're down to $53.50, which is a bit of a bit gutting, but never mind. They will go back up eventually.
Yes. I saw Lindsay last night, Badger, for the first time on a scope. What a wonderful broadcasting voice. Like, she was amazing. Amazing. Really, really good. I'm hoping to have her up someday. I want to pick her brain on some stuff. So
the one stock I'll tell you guys to buy,
Yes.
for something to buy, is the Disney stock. I've been watching that carefully, and I think that right now is a good time to jump in on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Say that again, Grizz. So you jump in on what?
Stock, the price target for Disney stock is going to be $225 a share. So now's the time to jump in on it.
Disney stock.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't live without that, Fraser. Come on, man.
They're getting ready to have their 50th anniversary at the Magic Kingdom. They're going to pop open the theme park to a higher percentage rate, and people are dying to get back there. I follow a lot of Disney fan sites, and the people are just itching to get on vacation down there, and they're gonna flood that place with huge numbers come Christmas time 2021. So buy it now and then hold it till it goes to 225.
Okay. So stock tips, spiritual turtles, exotic dancing with Fraser, which you didn't see, and I spared you that. Now, I tried to give him a moment, but he didn't take it. So, yeah. What else did we talk about earlier? Do you remember? What else? Yeah, you can see it was so deep, it stuck.
So,
We've
Mike,
been jumping around here, the topic board.
Is that a passion of yours, the stock market, or?
I do follow it. I watch it every single day for at least an hour. I put an hour into it every day.
It's good.
Yeah, the stock market is risky. My dad's deep in it, and he's done well over the years, but he has been very disenchanted the last 6 months. The world right now is just not stable.
Well, what happens is, though, I've watched over the last month, the trends are that you get these days where it goes up like 600 points.
Yeah.
And you have more of them than you have when it goes down. So right now, I feel like it's still a good time to buy stocks.
Have you been buying stocks at all? If you had money to burn, would you buy stocks?
Well, I'll tell you what I did in the past. I looked at stocks. I looked at Facebook. I looked at the Apple stock. I looked at Lockheed Martin. I also looked at Target. I made a call on all these stocks. So I wrote down what the price was when I made the call. Facebook, for instance, I said on IPO to load up on that one. That stock went up 8 times in value in just like a year. So I pick these stocks out and I tell people, I say, buy them, buy them, buy them. I don't personally buy them because I don't have that money to invest, but I try to help people make money by doing my homework on the stock.
Mookie says he made about 60% this year, and he also said prior to that, chaos is where all the money is made. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get lucky, like sometimes like the world spins the right way and you get lucky, like Target was one of them.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's like I said, if you ever knew what was going to go on next week, like if you somehow had the magic book, we could go into time, you could get all the lottery numbers, you could get all the stock tips. All you would need is probably a week, and you could be beyond your wildest dreams rich.
That's true. You're right about that. I mean, lottery numbers are kind of tough, but honestly, you have a lot better odds out of everything out there where you're gambling. Your better odds are on the stock market because you have to do the back work of the stock. You have to see, like, for instance, with Target, I knew that people were going to be shopping for Christmas and the holidays. So I knew it was a good time to buy Target. So my buddy, he runs a stock room on Discord, and I go in there daily. And I always tell him, like, hey, this stock, that stock, watch out for this one. I try to pick them like at least once a week. I make a pick,
Okay. So, Fraser, I'm going to ask you to drop. I'm going to ask Mike to drop. I'm just going to talk to Mrs. Kendall. Kendall here for a sec.
Have a
And
good night, guys.
thanks, guys. And I'm going to try to bring a couple other people up. So, Fraish, thanks, bud. All
Hi,
right.
guys.
Okay. So, how are you coping with all the COVID stuff that's going down? Is it easier in Australia than it is here?
Yeah, I think we were super, super strict at the beginning. So
Mhm.
we pretty much shut like the international borders. Oh, it would have been maybe a month or two after. And then all of our state borders were shut. So, and then we all went into lockdown. So it's been pretty well contained. But then we're a smaller country too. I mean, we're only like 20 million as opposed to what the US is, what, 250 million.
I'm not
So
laughing at you. I'm just looking at the comments here. It says cut
cut
the
the
dead
dead
weight.
weight.
That's not what that's not what we're just going in a different direction. That's all. Oh
Yeah.
my god. And then before that, wait, why did the legend leave?
Yeah.
I don't know. So we can bring another legend up. That's so funny. The world is crazy, isn't it? Hans, have you met Hans?
No.
Oh, you got to meet Hans. Maybe you have. No? You would know. You have a great memory. Okay, I'm not going to even
No.
question.
No, I haven't.
Hans, please come up, just even for a few minutes. Hans did a show today. He likes to do very serious business shows. This guest is somewhat calm. I can't control the comments, Hans, but I would love for you to come up. Hopefully he does. Let me see. I'm 90% sure I invited him. Let me just see here. I'm going to quickly check.
Okay.
And sometimes people get booted out. Hans, I invited you.
Yeah, no, we got booted out of Randy's today.
Did you?
Yeah, there was just like all of us got booted out of Happs. It was a strange thing. None of us could get back in.
A lot of them are a mess right now. The systems, I've noticed that. I don't know what's going on. I think every time they change things, I'm just lightening up the load here. Okay, just give me 1 second here.
It could be, and there's a lot more people coming onto the platform, so that must be putting a lot more
Strain on it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I would totally agree with that. Okay, Hans, you're on here. I'm going to invite him and then re-invite him and see what happens. Sometimes you have to do that. Or
Yeah.
he's just like, look, I don't want to go into Crazyville. And you know what? I don't blame you. Horton hears a who blocked you, but what does that mean, Horton?
Horton is Dr. Zeus. Horton,
Yeah.
I think that's what you mean, man.
He doesn't mean Randy, does he, Horton?
No, did he mean Mike?
Crazy. Let
Horton
me see.
is-
I invited Randy. Something's going on with Randy. You know what? I think people are blocking him, and it's not letting him up. Randy, I just invited you again. Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
Because that's what happened with Randy's broadcast. We all sort of got
Yeah, but people don't like Randy and I together. I don't know what that is. They've done this in the past, and they somehow block it, which is weird. But he's a smart man to get you on. Anybody's smart to have you as a guest. Period.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So what made you go into the spiritual arts?
Oh wow. I used to do yoga, and my yoga teacher taught Reiki, and she said you'd be really good at Reiki. So so it kind of started from there. So,
Poor Dina. Look what Dina says there. Can you read the comment on the bottom? Can you read that for me?
Michael?
I did a broadcast today. Only 3 people came in.
Oh.
Well, listen, Dina, if you invite me, I guarantee we'll get at least 6 people. There you go.
More.
More. And if you want Randy to come in, your whole thing might crash. Well, that's part of it, right? His network is huge. So if you're on at the right time, you will get, I'm not kidding, I've been in his room when 50 comments land within 2 minutes.
Wow.
And then people get upset because you don't spend the time talking to them. But you can't. It's impossible. Oh, look at this.
Fraser. That's funny. Michael has the numbers. I'll look back to the future. That's so funny.
That is actually an amazing shot, buddy. Well done. The 333. Do you know what that means? I
Yeah.
do. Okay, what does that mean to you, 333?
That's a very special number in any of those numbers. 444, 111. They're all connected.
In Masonic tradition, okay, we're talking the Masons, 333 represents God.
Yes.
Yes.
But I didn't know that for the Masonic. That's really interesting.
So some people believe that the Masons also worship the devil. Well, the devil said, I'm double you, right? So I'm twice you. I'm twice the power. What is 3 times 2? 666.
Oh, right.
Right? And they love the number 13 and they love the number 5.
Right.
And the all-seeing eye. Remember we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, with Candy's drawing, which was very...
Yeah, and I purposely called it the all-seeing eye to see if it would spawn some conversation within her, right? But she's quite the artist. I would love to know the name of that artist behind you there. We would love to. Is that just a local artist?
Yeah, he's just a local artist. I don't think he doesn't like sell commercially. I think my brother-in-law just started up a conversation with him one day. Sometimes he paints around the Gold Coast. But yeah, he's a very the Aboriginals are very connected to, land and spirituality and everything. So
I'm hearing, is that Fraser? What is that number? Do you hear that? Is someone in the cab?
No.
Did you hear that?
That was me moving. Moving that was me moving my tray thing that I've got my laptop on.
Okay, I was like, okay, we've got the spirits here. Hello, how are you? Hello. We will rattle things while you're here. Have you ever met Island Girl? She's quite lovely too. She does tarot card readings. We also had Kelly on as well, who's a personal friend. Would you ever be open to getting a reading from her?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Kelly is a hoot. She gets so excited when she gets on. She gets overamped, and then she has to kind of calm down to do what she needs to do. And it's like such a process to go from here to there. But I notice you have a calming effect within yourself. It's almost like you know how to access that stillness within you. Can you talk about that for a couple minutes, if you don't mind? How someone could access the stillness within them?
Well, I think it's from years of meditation and yoga and healing, and also awareness. So, being aware of what I'm thinking. So it's not all the time, like, your thoughts can get away with you at times, but I think it's about when you bring your awareness to your body and your breathing, that's what creates the calm, I think. And I'm also listening to a lot of Eckhart Tolle at the moment. So
yeah, did you know that Eckhart Tolle lived on a park bench for a while?
Yeah, he's amazing. Just an amazing spiritual teacher. So I just love his
So
teaching.
he was suicide. He was suicidal. He got into a point where he couldn't bear the thoughts in his head anymore. And then he realized that he'd have to have a death with the thoughts in his head to become what he became. And he awakened. And from that point, people don't realize this. he would have these little gatherings at libraries, and 3 people would show up, 6 people would show up, and then someone read his book and went, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to find the ways to do this. If I have to mortgage my house, this book has to be out there. His first one, was that The Power of Now?
Yes, it was. Yes,
And many people say that was a masterpiece.
I've read it. Like I read it many years ago, but I don't think I was ready to understand it.
Right. It's so funny you say that, because the first time I read it, I swear to you, I was like, this is effing gibberish. I was like, none of this makes sense. And then I read it almost 10 years later, and I went, oh my God, this is freaking brilliant. But I wasn't there. I was not in that space to read it the first time. And I find it's one of those books, I swear to you, I can open it up anywhere in it, and a piece that I need that day will appear.
Yep, absolutely. In fact, I was wondering what, when you're reading really good information at the beginning. Oh, is that what you're reading? Right.
No. All the stuff I read at the beginning is me. That stuff I've wrote.
Oh, that's wonderful, because I was wondering if that was you or that was something. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. The only problem with a lot of the stuff that I write, it's all the same.
But the message is always the same, I think.
Yeah, but the energy behind it is very much the same all the time. It's weird, because when I read it, I'll go, wow, this is very much like everything I've ever read. So, and it's funny because stuff I wrote 10 years ago that I never read is very weird. And it's almost like me trying to be something, where the stuff I write now is who I am, but it doesn't fluctuate much. I don't feel like there's a great deal of depth to it. I feel it's more like healing, because what you were saying before is everything is like a pocket of energy. So when we push something out to someone, they can decipher it any way they want. It's kind of like with Colin with his voice. His voice is a healing tool, right? So he could read the instructions on the back of a cereal box and you go, yes.
Yes, I'll buy it.
Yes, this is very good. Yes, this is deep. Yes. Mm-hmm. Riboflavin. Yes. Glucose. Yes. Oats. Yes. Nuts. Artificial flavors. Yes.
Oh, Dina says, ask the higher realms to help you write more.
I do, but it's weird. Within my writing, it's very restricted. I don't know what it is, and it almost sounds like it's me channeling more so than me.
Yeah, I would say totally. That is it.
It's and a lot of times I'll read this stuff and I'm like, kind of like Eckhart stuff. This is goddamn gibberish. Randy's right. I was dropped on my head one too many times. What is wrong with me?
No,
but I always
beautiful. The messages that you send are wonderful, and they help so many people.
There's a reoccurring theme in all the stuff that I write, and it's weird. And there's a phrasing that comes every time that I channel, and it's the countless angels. The countless angels will be. So one day I looked it up, and I looked it up on the internet, and that phrasing was only with my stuff. Oh. And I thought, this is very strange, and all my stuff started coming up.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, are you following Richard? He is one of the kindest people, right, that you could ever meet on Happs. Richard, how are you today? He's a genuine, authentic soul. Very nice. You know who we should invite and we haven't is Candy. Candy's fun too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's only 8. Oh, it's only 8. Maybe 8 in the morning for her. Maybe
it might be a little early, but I love when you broadcast because she is clear, right? She comes up very clear, which is weird. That was the very first time I'd ever been able to be in a broadcast with her where she wasn't fading in and fading out. I also want you to meet Dina.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put Dina up here. I find when I'm talking to you, though, I forget where I am. I'm just in the moment. I'm very present, and the energy is just us. And I'm hoping people feel that in the broadcast, but I kind of forget. And really good friendships do that. Like, there's a couple friends in my life, and if I haven't seen them for years, or I haven't seen them for 6 months or 2 weeks, it always feels the same. Hans! Yay!
Hello.
Friends.
Friends. I talked about friends. I want you to meet this lady so much.
Hello.
Great to meet you, Dimitri. Sorry it took me a little bit to get back in front of a camera.
Oh, he's being a smart ass. He was on earlier. Your show was great.
Thank you.
Now, can you kind of tell him your background? Are you in fashion? I'm not sure what you.
Oh, look, I do lots of different things, but yeah, I mean, my passion is definitely in the healing area, and I did do quite a bit of that on Periscope, but I did get burnt out. So,
Yeah.
so I kind of completely flipped and then went into Instagram, and my other passion is fashion.
Right.
And the fashion was because like in my 50s, and I would just go and I'd look for clothing, and I'm like, I don't want to dress like my daughter and I don't want to dress like my mum, but there's sort of nothing in between. So I kind of started this Instagram account, and it just grew, and then I found all these other amazing women around the
Yes.
world with the same passion. So and then now I've sort of started to bring back my healing stuff back into that, and then Joanne Pham, who I've known since Periscope days, she sent an invite for Happs, and that was like, oh, what's this? And then I thought, oh my gosh, this technology is so amazing. Yeah, and I
Hi,
thought,
Dina. Dina's in the room.
Hi,
Dina,
Dina.
your camera is correct. You were upside down. You were sideways, but now you're here with us. Okay, all right. You've got everything done. You're doing like the Mr. Rogers thing. You're doing the sweater. You're doing okay. You ready?
No,
Where
no,
is
I was hotter than hot. Now I'm freezing. Like I'm, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, they call that hot flashes. I thought. I'm not sure. Okay.
Done. I am done.
Okay. Here she comes. Okay. Oh, well, that's not. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, here, let's just have a full look of her in 1 second here. Okay, there we go. No, that's all right. So we're seeing right
You can
now
drop
your
me down a
chin.
minute if you want while you talk to Dina, and I'll hang
No,
around.
no. You're not. No, you're not dropping down. You're going nowhere. There is no escaping. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what happens here. No, it's not letting me do anything.
What about the next grid, the tall?
The stack?
It says tall, and you can have one
Okay.
in portrait, and then
Yeah,
two
it's not.
people.
Yeah, it's not letting me go off the grid here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Dina just needs to move her camera. Oh, there we go. Yay!
Yay! We did it! Dun 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 dun. We did it! We did it! It can be done. Oh wait, now she drops. Oh my God, that's hilarious. So Hans, I would love to have her on our business show, but do you have any business background at all?
Oh, me? Sorry.
Yes,
I was
this is
just
Kendall.
reading the
Yes.
comment. I was reading the comment, sorry.
That's
Do I have
okay.
business background?
Yes.
Oh, not not like major business background. I've started a little fashion store making t-shirts, but but in terms of business stuff.
So, how do you stay warm, dry, and fed? Are you independently wealthy? Did you play the stock market and did well? Like,
No. I'm still married. The husband is the main breadwinner.
yeah.
So.
Well, that's the same for me with my wife, Dina. Dina, you drop in, you drop out. You're crystal clear right now.
Okay,
You look
good.
you look like an ascended being. So listen, if you ever need numbers, you just call Hans and I, and we'll come in. And Hans is super open to tarot readings for sure.
I do oracle readings, not tarot readings. There's a difference.
I know. I say that every time, and every time you correct
But
me.
I'm also very passionate about doing mediumship readings. That's my passion.
Yeah, my passion is Frasier, but he doesn't know it. But that's okay. We're fine. Good old Frasier in the morning. He had me when he was scratching his armpits the other morning. My God, I almost died. But Hans, tell us about your show today, please.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to talk with Allison Straker. She is somebody that I met through the conference circuit, a business analyst who ended up becoming a speaker, even though she's shy and was terrified, and found out that she had a natural talent for it. And with her current job at Infotech, she is part of an affinity group to help promote both women in technology. She works with that group out of Toronto, and also Black professionals, and is doing a lot to help improve awareness, especially throughout IT and corporate America, to improve opportunities for people who are coming up. And then she's also here hosting a series of LinkedIn Live professional interviews. She will have the former CIO of Toronto on at the end of the month. Will be on, I think it's the 17th. So she was just a fascinating person. And we just talked about what some of her motivations were and how do you empower your career and take advantage of opportunities, even if it's not always comfortable.
She is a natural behind the camera, really warm. And you know what I loved was she had a sense of humor. Like she would twist things that you said slightly, but didn't come across completely mad like I do.
Yes.
And that's a gift. Me, it's like the cheese is falling off the cracker. Her, it was like, oh, she's she's witty and playful. Yeah, it was good. So Dina,
Yes.
what do you think you can do to make the numbers of your show better?
Invite you.
Yes, and invite who else? Mrs. Kendall here. You two. Now, are you willing to dance on air? Because that's how she won me. She won me over. The other thing too is invite Randy W. Horton. If he comes in even for 20 minutes, you'll be rocking with numbers. Now, if you're looking for content and some depth, you call Hans. If you want Mrs. Doubtfire and what's he call me?
Mrs. Doubtfire. You were
He
great
calls.
at that.
Yeah, he called me Mrs. Doubtfire, and I think Robin Williams one time. And then the other day he called me Mary Poppins and Tony Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
together, combined, morphed. Hans, so what are we doing Sunday? Are we still doing a business show? I've got quite a few people who want to go on. Would you be available, Kendall, at all, Mrs. Kendall?
For the business show,
Yeah, I would love for you to just come in. I think your energy in the room would be refreshing. We'll figure something out. We'll talk about some daily topics. Maybe you could just keep it, because the problem is with our show, like you have a real professor vibe. Hans, like I wish to God we could go, Dan, she's the professor of Zamua Kandinga from coming here. Her specialty is woo magic, and Michael. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Hans, do you have any idea of who we should have? Could we get Mrs. Stryker in, do you think, on Sunday, or is she?
She said she would love to join us at some point, but she normally spends Sunday mornings with her family, so she
Yes.
won't be available this Sunday. But we'll continue to reach out to some people. But
Yeah,
there's so many
gonna
great
reach.
people we've met here.
Yeah, and Amber Mack as well is going to do it in the future. I don't know if that meant Sunday, but Amber Mack is a powerhouse as well.
Yep.
I would love to have Cole on sometime.
Certainly.
I think that would be fun. I think it would be nice to have Glazier in as well. And, Carmi's always fun. But there's, I don't know if you know Willie from work. He's in
Don't
security.
know if I do.
Yeah, he would spice it up. I may have to mute him a few times, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Willie Wong is his name. Yeah, so Willie, if you're listening, sometimes he pops in here. Willie, I'm calling you out, but it would not be boring with Willie in it. Trust me.
Michael?
Yes.
How come you haven't done a broadcast with Ravi?
Ravi is kind of fallen off the planet for a while. Ravi used to be my co-host with the most. He is in pursuit right now of trying to get a bride.
Oh.
Yeah, he's even gone to church. He's a bit of an atheist going to church trying to find a wife. Wait, Mrs. Randall, what do you think of that statement? Isn't that hilarious? He has the strategy. He's thinking that's the last ditch attempt. He's got to go to church and find himself a wife. So I want you guys to meet him. I hope to God we can get him on here soon, because he is very logical. He's a bit of a mixture of, I would say, Hans and myself, and with a smidgen of Randy in there, because he does not like my woo-ness at all. Drives him crazy. He tolerates it. Yeah, he tolerates the woo. He's not as vocal, but I would love though to get about 3 or 4 ladies together that are in the woo arts and do a show once a week, and you guys can woo down, and I'll just be there. I'll orchestrate the room. We'll bring people in, and you guys can talk about all your different, I guess, art forms, things that you practice, that type of thing. But Mrs. Kendall, I really want you to be in the business show. We're going to figure something out. Because you have such a professional calming effect. And there was this other lady, I can't remember her name right now, but her family was part of, they sold jewelry, and have sold jewelry for like decades. And she was very polished. She was almost like HR polished, to the point of making me uncomfortable at times. But I came into her room, and she had maybe 8 people. That broadcast now is 3,700 views on it.
Wow.
So I think what happened is her network figured out that she was doing Happs, and they all came and watched her. But she's not been on since. So that might also be the effect of bringing Mike in. So, Hans, do you have a words of wisdom before we close it down?
I think the general theme seems to be for the last week is just mental health. Try and find somebody, reach out to them, check on your friends, spend a little quality time, and then don't forget to refresh yourself, whatever your passion is, whatever your interest is. Just spend a little bit of time doing that. Put everything else aside and do something for yourself. It really will help you face the next week.
Okay. And Mrs. Kendall, can you please tell me what you're currently grateful for, or if you have a nugget of spiritual gold or some woo magic to spread on the crowd? There you go.
I think that for everyone to know that they're doing a good job, whatever they're doing. And it's just important it's actually really important to get out in nature at the moment, especially with everything that's going on in COVID. And I think that's pushing everyone out to be in nature more. And that's really important for us as human beings. It re-energizes us. And even if it's like, I know it's really cold with you guys, but just to be out there is so important.
Totally agree. Dina, give us a couple words of wisdom. And then Hans, don't leave. I'm going to talk to you alone for a sec before we go. So Dina, give us a pearl of wisdom. Tell us what you're currently grateful for.
Well, I want everybody to know that they should love themselves as much as they love others. So spread the love. But I always say to other people, because I'm grateful for everything I have in my life, and I say it out loud every day. I say it very loud even. I'll sometimes say, I am so grateful for all of it that I have. But today I was saying on my broadcast, be grateful for the little things you have in your life, because the little things are big things now. Just having this social media platform is huge.
Yes. So are you enjoying your Happs experience so far?
Not 100%. I would say about 50.
Okay. Well, give it some time. Hans, I think Hans is enjoying his. All right, Dean, I'm going to drop you down. Have a good time, and we will connect soon. We're going to do that spiritual show. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right. There we go. Just the three of us. Okay. So let's make this happen with the business one of some sort here. Hans, great show today, buddy. That was.
Thank you.
I felt. You know what happened with his? He had technical difficulties, and then even at, oh my god! And then even she became pixelated at the beginning, and I was like, live TV.
It was exciting, yeah. For whatever reason, if either one of us clicked on the chat, it crashed the entire broadcast.
Well, the same was not similar, but there was something happening with Randy's as well, where it just got knocked out. So,
yeah, it's. I think every time they fix something goes sideways. It's crazy. So I don't know what they're going to do in the future. But if you look at us, look how clear we are right now, all three of us. Like, it's insane. And we're all at different parts of the world. We connected with so many people. Hans, can you do me a favor? You're really good at this. Just read some of the comments. Because if you just scroll through there if you can.
You want me to read them out as well?
If you want, whatever you feel.
All right.
You read a couple and I'll read a couple. Okay, go for it.
Excellent. Tina was saying that she's been on daily, but around midnight Pacific time. And I think that's tailing on to a conversation that I need to scroll up to pick up. There's a hi, Dita from Greenie, and thanks for subscribing. Great. Look forward to checking out your channel as well.
Did you see the lovely artwork that Fraser did of Back to the Future with my head stuck on? Jesus, it's crazy.
It's really funny.
Yeah, and someone said here they sold you a Mercedes.
I think Dean must have another friend who bought the Mercedes. I drive a Prius, and I'm quite happy with it. But Mercedes is nice too, I hear.
Oh my God! This one lady said he's never owned one stock. He was talking about Mike Grizzly. It was a little spicy in here. I finally met Captain Rehab. Captain Rehab is 30 years old, and is like an electrical engineer and he's a shit disturber. That's the best way to describe it. But I was not shocked when I saw him. He wasn't this old guy, especially with the name Captain Rehab, right?
One thing I will say I discovered, especially for anyone who is, they're working on a broadcast. They're of course, you're on here because you've got something you want to share. One of the things I've noticed is there are people who follow you, like Michael, who, like, people will jump onto Michael's show because it's Michael and they know they're going to have a great time. For me, since I'm targeting, I need to do a better job of using my title. So the Tuesday show where I said it was going to be about personal branding.
Yeah.
Got a lot more viewers than with Allison, and both Leslie and Allison are tremendous people, but I had said, here's the title with Allison. And I think a lot of people didn't know what we were going to talk about, so didn't join. So I need to use your titles to tell what you're going to talk about, what the subject is, and you'll probably draw a lot more people who will at least stop in and see what's going on.
But here's the thing, okay? So a prime example is the show that I jumped in when you were dancing, right? I think you were at 180 views. You wanted to get to 250. How many views are on that video now? It's thousands, isn't it? Mrs.
Oh,
Kendall?
sorry, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Remember?
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, she was
I think
dancing
we
for
were
like 2 hours. She was at 180 and stuck. That sometimes happens,
Yeah.
right? So I came
Yeah,
in and I thought I'll get you to 250. We did that, and then we had Emma come in.
in like 5 minutes.
But
flat.
where I'm going with this is, Hans, is if the content is good, it doesn't matter if you got 5 views at the beginning. So some of my videos, I noticed today, some of the videos I did where I had 150 people at the end of it are now 4,500 views and growing. So don't ever worry about what it is while it's going on. Concentrate on the content. If the content's strong, which that was, like I had warm, fuzzy feelings after that. And I absolutely fell in love with Allison again, because I used to talk to her maybe once a month. She's really busy. We would have like just chats, her and I. And I always felt like she uplifted me. And that was kind of my job, was to uplift people. And I always felt like, yeah, this is reversed. But thank you. Because most days I needed it. So
yeah, she's amazing.
So anybody who wants to feel uplifted, please watch Hans's videos now and in the future. And the truth is, even with my morning show this morning, I think we had, 200 views in the morning. And by the end of today, it's going to probably be around 800-900. And that's the way it is, because most people just don't get up at 6:30. But I've heard crazy things like, oh, I'll listen to 2 or 3 or your shows in the background and laugh because of the looniness. You don't get that as much with the business stuff, but the business stuff, I think 2 years from now, they'll be more prone to wanting to watch it than they will, Frasier smelling his armpits, scratching his armpits, eating cereal, Randy calling me a woo master, and, whatever. But a prime example is Mrs. Kendall's beautiful video she did of dancing. What is the current number on that? Do you know? It's over.
Yeah, it's. I think it went up to. Let me have a look.
So,
but I agree with you on content. I think people definitely want to learn things. Like there's a social aspect, but I also think that people really want to get on broadcast and they want to learn.
Yeah. And the time is, honestly, Hans, the time you put it on has so much to do with it. Like I'm amazed. We did this business one on Saturday. I think this got 1,500 views. But we also had Crazy Randy on there. So you also have to factor that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Randy W. Horton. Yeah. So, but he spiced it up, and he really spiced it up. I think he came in and took off, didn't he? I think but it's nice. So a lot of it has to do with the guest. It has to do with the time. But don't ever worry if you get 50 views or 5. That 5 views or 50 views could be 5,000 in a month. It's weird.
Yeah, mine went to 2,000.
It's unbelievable. And we were struggling at 180. I think we stalled Hans during it at like 2:30. So we called, Emma came in, and then it was like, bam, we had 200 views in 10 minutes. And we went, okay, we're past it. And you were like, let's see, I could tell you were like, let's see how much this can grow. I could tell you were enjoying the growth of it. But did you ever think that was going to go to 2,000 views?
No, never. Yeah. I just like, I just had this, like, just go and dance on Happs. And I'm like, oh no, really? Go and dance on Happs.
What inspired you to do that? Because I know Hans and I would not do that. We'd also need hip replacements. Oh my God, we've got Ari here. Ari, are you still there? Oh my God. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna. Hans. Don't go anywhere. If you can beam down, Mrs. Kendall, that'd be great.
Yeah,
And
I'm going to go because
thank you.
I've got stuff to do. But thank you so much. It's lovely to be here as always, Michael.
Yes.
So, and nice to meet you, Hans, and everyone
Great
else.
to meet you.
Thank
Look
you
forward
so
to
much.
following you.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get him up for a second. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Oh, he's saying hi. Okay, that's good. Hans, are you gone?
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay. Here he is. That'll be awesome if we can get him up. Okay. All right. So you're going to get an invite. So you're going to have to just go into the invite. Then it's going to ask you about your settings. So you're going to have to set your microphone or your headphones, and then you can join the call. So please come on up. I am. Good. We'd love to see you. This will be awesome. We so desperately want you to come on the Sunday show as well.
Absolutely.
Do you two know each other
We
very
work
well?
together. We're on the same team. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you know him very well.
Yes. Ari is wonderful. In addition to being brilliant, great teammate, he is also a professor, teaches on the product management on the side. So tremendous wealth of knowledge for sure.
He's also fun. And
he is.
And if you get him talking about politics, he can get spicy. And I like people who get spicy. I used to purposely try to rev his jets. Oh my God, he's here. I think I saw him.
There we go.
Yay! All right, buddy. This has been the icing on a strange cake today. I'm so glad you're here.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So were you watching the chaos called Mike's whatever the hell this is? But the business show is more structured. Hans, please help me here. Tell them what the business show is like. It's got 10% of the zany and 90% business.
It's really just, it's like a Sunday roundtable, pulling together professionals from different walks of life, different backgrounds, picking up whatever topics happen to be in the news or of interest to us, turn it into a discussion. And if we burn out the discussion in 10 or 20 minutes, we move on to the next one. So unscripted, casual, positive. Rarely does it get too dark. Actually, I don't think it really ever gets dark.
No. So some of the people you'll know that we've had on, we had Ken Weston last week. We've had Carmi. We've had Andy Neal.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, so you've seen them. We've had Adib. Our first show was a little awkward and fun. But we would love to have you on. What are you doing Sunday?
Depends what time.
It'd be Sunday around 10. We'd love to have you if you could open your dance card. The other thing is too, sometimes if it doesn't work out for Sundays, we will do Saturdays. We did Saturday last week, and our numbers were double. Like I don't know what that's at. I know it's about 1,500. Our average broadcast now is getting about 900 views. And for business, that is insane.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Sunday mornings are tough for me.
Okay, how about Saturday mornings? How about you, Hans?
Saturday.
Is Saturday okay for you at all, Hans?
For me?
Yes.
I don't know yet, but
he doesn't know yet.
You've got a great network. If I can't make it.
Yes, I can pull some people together with usually on a drop of a hat, but I would love to have you on, and we'll spend only half the show talking about Donald Trump. What do you think?
It's just going to step away from that.
Oh my God, we got poor Carmi going in the first show. Yeah,
no, I mean you've got me going too on it. So
But see, in a private chat, it's different. See, on here, you have to be careful. I have noticed though that the world, even with all the chaos right now, seems lighter with the new administration. What do you think, Hans?
I think that the people who were very stressed out or very angry have to look a little harder to find something to make them angry. So they are definitely enjoying life a little better. I think that a lot of the focused anger has subsided, but I think a lot of the same challenges and problems are still going on. So it depends on what level you're looking at and what you want to be stressed out about.
Right.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Definitely the people who are most stressed, aren't as stressed anymore, and they have to look a little harder. I would say as well, it's because his avenues of communication has been shut down, that that has reduced the stress level. Where I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and there's a whole very rational debate you can have around that. But the fact of the matter is, he doesn't have the same megaphone that he had before. And so for those people that were very angry or very, very upset, I mean, that's not there anymore.
Greenie, I love her comment here. Hi, I know broadcasters that unfollow people if they don't interact with them. What do you think?
Wow.
You got to see some of the comments that we get. Greenie is amazing. I've actually followed her for a long time, so I kind of know her. But she's right. And Brenda is wonderful. Brenda I've had before. She's been in the background as well. The business show can get kind of zany in the comments. So it's sometimes staying focused can be difficult. You can ask Hans, and Hans sometimes is rifling fingers trying to, because you get the weirdest questions. And the thing is, thank God on YouTube, you don't see the comments. Praise Lord, hallelujah.
That's so that, you know what? I've just logged into Happs for the first time tonight here, and I'm seeing like reams of comments here. And then when I watch it through YouTube, I see nothing. I understand. Right. I understand. Okay.
So Happs is wonderful that you can simulcast out to a number of channels and it aggregates the comments. So if someone is watching from YouTube, we can see the YouTube comment coming in. We can talk about it real time. But if we hit reply or like it, it doesn't broadcast back to YouTube. So they don't know unless we talk about it, or we'd have to go over to YouTube and do that. So that's, it's a great and expanding platform. You can't beat the opportunity it's providing, but there's still some areas where you got to have a workaround.
Yeah. So let me ask this about Happs. Why you say you can interact with YouTube? Why wouldn't you just use YouTube? Like, what's the value prop of this?
This is the only place I've known that I've been on here 50 days and I have 140,000 views. I would never have that on YouTube. The interaction on here is insane. Plus, you get monetized, so you get a few dollars here and there. So far, I think I've made about $300. I can't retire. I might be able to afford your headphones. That might be a good down payment for your headphones. So what we do on every broadcast is we get people to tell us about their gear, because you are crystal clear. Your headgear is phenomenal. Tell us about your headgear here.
Yeah, I use this solely on my gaming PC. It's the Logitech G Pro X wireless. Occasionally I'll take it to my work laptop, but most of the time I use something else there. But this for gaming and whatnot, it's a fantastic headset. But yeah,
Ari
really
tonight is wearing the Logitech gaming wireless headset, perfect for fall, winter, or spring, guaranteed to provide an amazing audio quality. The people he's blowing up on the screen can hear him in crystal clear sound, and he never misses the footsteps behind him. Available wherever you shop for fine electronics. Thank you, Ari.
Yes, and his clothier is who? Because we have the backdrop of white with the shocking red. I believe it's red. There you go. To accentuate the beauty of the man, there you go.
Yes, Iron Man.
Ari is demonstrating the latest in casual Tony Stark wear. Press the button and it transforms into a full suit. But you don't.
Oh no! Don't push the button. Don't push the button. Don't push the button.
So fat
guy. Super Death Kill thing.
Okay, so you were asking us. So fat guy out west just gave us an award, the Great Interview. We got 75 cents for that. So
Nice.
it adds up. It adds up.
Yeah.
So the other thing that happens too with me being a bit of a woo master,
Mhm.
I'll get people who want to do private calls. I make money that way, but I also have where they can sponsor me. So when they sponsor me, they give me, say, $5 a month. They can give me $20 a month. But imagine in a year from now, I have 200 sponsors at $10. It's a very different world. I could afford your headphones then. And then I know that I've made it in my life.
So it's, you're kind of combining some of the monetization opportunities of something like Patreon with
Yes.
some of the broadcasting capabilities of something YouTube-ish, and you're not falling victim to the algorithm like you do in YouTube land.
And
Yes.
the filtering. So a lot of people that
Yeah.
are moving over to YouTube from YouTube or other platforms like Facebook were getting filtered, demonetized, or outright blocked because of content, or if people were marking it that they didn't like it, they were getting blocked without rebuttal. So that was a big challenge. So, if I just was mad at somebody, I might be able to get them taken off. And Happs seems to be a little more tolerant. For me, the monetization and maybe the interaction isn't as important. It's a great forum, and it's easy to build a content library to be able to interact and see what information is resonating with people. So I'm trying to build that help library that kind of rides alongside the blogs, the posts, and creates a podcast. And this actually became an easier option to get up and get out to the multiple channels
Right.
than other options I was looking at.
The other thing that we love, both of us now, is the community here has been so welcoming and so kind, and they've embraced Hans like nobody. It's amazing because I do a broadcast every morning
Good for you.
from 6:30 to 7:30, and I can't get through a broadcast without people going, "Is Hans going to be in? How is Hans doing?" In the comments.
That's nice. That's
When,
nice.
when
So,
it, yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're allowed to. We do that here.
So is it less toxic? Because one of my favorite pastimes is not even watching the YouTube videos, but watching the YouTube comments on the YouTube videos. And just from you kind of watch the dumpster fire from afar.
Yeah.
How is the commenting system, and how is it here?
Hans, you tell him first.
I would say it depends on the show and who's broadcasting.
Mhm.
I haven't seen much on any of what I've watched or participated in. There's been some, we'll say, spirited debates, which was I had a medical professional questioning who was I to talk about latest information on what's going on with the virus and immunizations, and the information I was sharing was correct, but they were not happy that it wasn't coming from a medical professional, and that was fair. So they got to come up and share their insights. And I've only seen one troll in the comments, and the other people watching the show put him down immediately and said, "If you're going to be snarky, go away. Like, go to Discord, go somewhere else and fight there." And after that, they actually were pleasant in the comments and joked around a little bit and didn't stick around. It's like, if you don't like somebody, then leave. Like, we're not paying you to watch. You're here if it makes sense to you.
And rarely do my shows make any sense, the ones that I don't have with you guys, because they're just usually a carnival of silliness, to be honest with you. Fat Guy Out West, now that is a great question. As popularity grows, will Happs have to start using a filter or an algorithm to help its own server capacity?
What do you think, Ari? I would say at some point that will probably help.
So it will help. I don't know if it's a question of server capacity as it is, Happs deciding what its identity is, right? It may need to apply an algorithm, a filter of some kind in order to make sure that it hits a certain, it sort of ascribes to its own vision of itself and its identity of itself. it's easy to say, look, we're not going to filter. We're just going to be, a wide open tent. It's another thing when you start getting, really bad actors on there starting to, say things that are, egregious, borderline, completely, offensive, borderline hate crime. You're going to run into the same issues here that you run into everywhere. Not trying to be negative, but it is a fact of life that, where are you going to apply the filter? What are you going to allow versus not allow? What are you going to allow to monetize versus not? I mean, YouTube struggles with this, and in all fairness, they've struggled with it, and so will Happs at some point. And so I don't have. I wish I had the magic answer for it. I actually don't. It's just important that whatever moves, what Happs needs to do that's different from YouTube is they need to be very public and very explicit about the filtering choices that they make. Not make it some bot that just bans your channel because you uttered the word coronavirus or something of the sort. That there's reasons behind it, and as long as they do that,
Right.
Honestly,
Kind of
Happs can do whatever they
It's
want.
funny you say that. It's funny you
Mhm.
say that. Okay, first of all, we're going to just say hello to Brenda. Brenda, thank you for the super heart. You have a super heart. You're very kind. I paid Fat Guy Out West to say this. Thank you so much, and I hope you get the check. Your shows are a blessing in the morning, Michael. I would love you to send that to Randy, if you could, Randy W. Horn. I would, if you could send that to him quickly. That would be lovely. But I'm telling you right now that Happs will love this portion of the video because you're addressing some of the craziness that's going on within it. Because I got the other day flagged. They shut us down because I said atheist. And what happened was one of the gentlemen that does an atheist show thought we were being mean, and he was one of the main contributors. He had the power to shut us down.
Interesting.
So that happened. We got some people. Now, what's wild, because it's multi-platform, it was still running on YouTube. It was still running on Twitter. It was still running on Periscope. It was still running on Facebook, on multiple channels. We still got views, but we had all these people say, why are you blocking me? I can't see your program. Michael, what did I do? I did nothing. I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. Like, we're getting all these, and they had to go to another channel to tell us this because I no longer can see your channel. Please tell me what I did wrong.
And how was the appeal process to get turned back on? I'm sorry, Hans, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
there.
go ahead.
So I'm
You're on
curious
track.
about this because I know that people, YouTubers have a hell of a time turning their channel or getting videos remonetized, and it's a big black box of days and days and days.
No, it was minutes because what we did.
Okay.
So what we can do is we can get Pablo in here. We could go at Pablo, or we could go, and sometimes I've had the CEO on, Mark, and he is a wonderful person. Now, what happened was Randy warned him and said Michael's a bit of a woo master, so you may want to see him, but I think he's going to do well on this channel. So when he came on, I kind of forgot that most of the world could see this, and I started giving him a reading. And I was kind of hitting a few, let's say, boxes maybe too close to home. It got kind of emotional in a way of being a nice connection. I think he forgot where he was. And then once it was posted, he was like, oh God, what have I done? So for a while there, anybody who worked for Happs didn't come near my broadcast. They go, yeah, he'll draw you in. You won't know where you are. Some people all over the world. Yeah, so.
Well, and right now there's a great hands-on. They're really working with content producers to try and grow the channel, raise awareness. It was originally designed to be a way of easily live broadcasting for news and journalists as a platform that could basically imagine being able to get around a country's censors or being able to stream on multiple platforms so it was harder to block the news and more localized journalists could get their message out. And then they realized that there were a lot of people that wanted to share, wanted to engage, and then that expanded and they took the whole thing to a free public forum. I think you're really right about the need. The filtering is going to come up, and where I think Facebook, YouTube, and other channels are failing miserably is they, like you said, they aren't as clear to what their policies and code of conduct are. but they're also not applying them equally. So certain topics, certain providers are getting slammed and shut down immediately and easily. Others that have far more content that should be far further against their policies are on. An example, there is an optics company that does binoculars. They do, hunting scopes, things like that. But they're optics. They sell optics. That's it. And one of their demo videos announcing new products for 2021 was flagged and taken down as violating their policy against child violence. And it was like, it had nothing to do with anything. It was about the newest binoculars they were having, and somebody flagged it because they just didn't like the company, and it took them days to get everything back up and running from a backup because their channel was deleted. So that is a big concern.
You still there?
Yep. I just ran out of things to say and realized I was monologuing a little too long.
Oh my God, it just got so quiet. I was like,
no.
Dead air is not good.
I didn't want to speak over you. So, but
you can do that here. It's okay. It's not. You're amongst people who care about you. You're good.
It's like being on a Teams meeting. Everyone just says whatever they want to, and we try and stop Alex from telling jokes.
Yeah, exactly. Man, or stop our boss from doing more HR violations. Exactly.
Woo! Okay. No, well, luckily this is at the end of the video here.
No, they were totally kidding about that.
Total joke.
Yes.
Total. Yeah. Colin, how are you?
So this is one of the great. Yep. And as you see from the people popping up in the comments, it's a great way of discovering, people that you may want to watch. And it is, because I would say it's a newer platform, there's a lot of great content and a lot of diversity out there. Anything from people sharing snowstorms and sunsets wherever they are in the world, to people having very deep spiritual or religious. I'm trying to bring more of a business, technology, leadership angle and content along those areas, and it's been as Michael says, a very welcoming group. Truly appreciate that. Love seeing
really cool.
Some of the people pop up on different shows. I'm starting to follow and try and watch more. There's just more people that I can keep up with, but it has been great.
Hey, Pablo, how are you doing? I just invited you. I have a friend here who is new to Happs, and it's okay if you're tied up, but he has been bringing up a lot of really cool points about Happs, and I was unable to answer the questions. So a lot of it is very technical and a little bit beyond my scope, and I thought it would be wonderful to have you on here. Plus, the women of the world always enjoy when you're here. So he has a huge following. So when he comes on, the comments are insane, and he knows that. It's just nonstop comments. And I feel for them, because a lot of times it's supposed to be questions about what the problems are of the day. And instead of it being questions of the day, it's basically, hi, Bill, hi, Joe, hi, Fran, hi, this. And everyone's talking to each other. And it's the community meeting, and nothing is really being asked, occasionally. But I want to desperately learn how to use OBS on here too, but I'm having a rough time figuring out how to activate it. Do I need the ULR code and the keys? That's one of the ones I would love to know, because I'm seeing all these things.
Unlock the cookie.jar.
Yes. But the wonderful thing about this broadcast, it has so many cool pro tools that are very simple to use. As you can see, we see your names. Oh, is he coming up?
I am.
Hey!
Yay! Okay. So thank you for coming. I promise you won't be a spiritual one. I won't.
No worries. You said user questions, so I figured might as well.
Okay. Well, first of all, just for myself, how do I get access to the ULR and the key to get into OBS through Happs, or am I way off? We don't have an RTMP
in input right now.
Yeah.
The only way that you can use OBS with Happs is you have to use a virtual cam, the OBS virtual cam feature. So we don't have, yeah. And it's been asked a few times, right? So like RTMPN would allow people to use drones and other types of cameras that have that capability. So it's on our list. It's just a little ways away.
Okay, because I was getting frustrated trying to figure out how it is. If you could ask some of the, he was asking about privacy, your direction of where you're going. Just,
you want me to ask?
Yes.
Yeah. No. So I just first started by asking, you're talking about, Michael was talking about, well, you can integrate with YouTube and whatnot. And my first question to him was, well, why not just use YouTube? Right? Like, what's the value prop? Like, what's the value prop here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, for starters, you can start monetizing on Happs the moment you sign up by receiving awards. I'm sure that you've seen some awards be given to Michael. So you don't need to get those like very crazy requirements that YouTube has for live broadcasting, for one. And, YouTube doesn't allow you to then multicast to Periscope. So it's
okay.
So the way I kind of see it is that there are other tools that allow you to multicast, but those tools aren't also a platform in and of itself. So that's where we kind of differentiate ourselves. Where Happs is both a platform and a tool to reach your broader audience.
Okay, no, that's a good answer. That's a good answer, and I get the value prop. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Trolls.
We were going back and forth about just sort of what I'll call, and I say this, I enjoy watching it too, sort of the cesspool of the comments section in YouTube on some videos, where I prefer to just watch the comment section as opposed to watching the video itself. And and that turned into a question here around, what are you doing? It's easy to say, everything's free and everything's wide open, but the disadvantage is everything is free and everything is wide open. So where I'm curious about sort of the policies and the lines that you're planning to draw around content from people such as Michael and and commenters commenting on those videos.
Yeah, so we have our community guidelines, which can be found on our site and in the app. When everyone signs up, you get a notification to accept and abide by those guidelines before you can even live broadcast. So mostly, what we really want to maintain here is a positive environment for everyone as much as possible. So no harassing, no bullying, and on that same front, like no nudity for broadcasters, right? So if broadcasters come on and think this is a OnlyFans light, it's not. That's not what we're building this for. But what you will see is in our community guidelines, if you scroll down a little bit more, there's also journalistic guidelines. So the reason why those are there is because we have a lot of journalism on the platform. And so those dive a little bit deeper into categories of misinformation and sharing false kind of ideas. So we also take that very seriously on the platform. And in general, it's just about keeping a safe community more than anything. But the guidelines kind of go more in depth about what isn't allowed.
Okay. And when you, let's say, for example, heaven forbid, and I'm sure you've had to do it, you have to ban somebody or kick somebody off or demonetize or whatever the case may be, how does the communication work? Because one of the criticisms that I would give of YouTube and other platforms is they just whip out their ban hammer and you're gone, and good luck trying to find out why, and good luck trying to file an appeal. And so I'm curious about what your position is on that.
Yeah, so fortunately, we haven't had to ban too many users. I think we made a very good enough presence that, unlike most platforms, we're not going to let you get to the point where you're an absolute edge before we ban or send any sort of warning. Right? Like Twitter waited for President Trump to be on his way out the door for banning him, which if you look at everything that he said prior to that moment, inciting violence and being a threat to others, there's many more instances in which he violated that guideline of theirs. So what we do is we have a moderation team where we gather and discuss if we need to actually use the banning or deleting of a profile. After doing so, we often follow it up with an email. If it's necessary, if it's someone that's clearly just here to be abusive and trolling, I'm sure you know why you were banned, so you can reach out to us.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah, well, you can reach out to us, and we'll gladly provide the screenshots and share the information
And evidence.
Yeah, but you know, in most case situations, we've had to actually provide an email. I've had to send warnings, and the moderation team then makes the decision. All right, you've been warned. You've been told to go look at the guidelines and review it. Still not cooperating. You've been banned.
God. Right.
So we have Mark in the room as well, and he is the CEO. So if you want to ask any other questions as well, as you can see, we've got some deep minds here. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the other individuals here. But he was asking me questions that were definitely outside my comfort zone of answering. So, but, you know, I think this is a great discussion, honestly, because there are going to be intellectuals that like to go on here that don't have great thresholds of trust for different companies. And I'm telling you, since I've been here, I've felt a real sense of family and community here. How about you, Hans?
Absolutely. And that was kind of where we were talking with Ari about it, that one of the challenges we've seen on the other platforms is not just the enforcement of their policies, but a very inconsistent enforcement. And not only has Happs seemed to be much more stable and reliable in that array, but also far more responsive. You know, I haven't seen it, but I also like the comments, the interactions, everything has remained positive and even I'd say self-governing. I saw someone pop up slightly trolling and being negative, and other commenters just said, if you're going to be like that, go away. Nobody's forcing you to be here. And they turned around and were positive after that. So we're hoping as the platform grows and, you know, with a wider audience, there's going to be more areas, but that consistent enforcement, that the fact that you all are so proactive about it. And I'm glad you were able to speak to that with Ari.
You. Thank you. That was really, thank you, Pablo. Really appreciate your time on this.
Yeah, no problem.
Now he's a teacher as well, or professor. Is that better? What's the proper term, sir? And even don't let the red shirt. Don't let the red shirt fool you.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, I teach on the side a little bit. You know, just because I like it. I wouldn't call myself professor. That would be a bit much.
But I was thinking this would be an amazing platform for you to start making content that you could have your students watch. And if you do repetitive types of teachings, they could then watch you in the full glory. Plus, anyone else who is, enamored by your presence could do that as well. And you could get monetized.
Yeah, those one or two other people that are enamored by my presence. Sure, absolutely.
Well, I'm thinking
in the room.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pablo's thinking I should have not worked for here. I should have just been on here. I could have made some big coin. Like he's got a huge following. My views, I think, just went up 200 having you here. So thank you, sir.
I will tell you this much. Even though I continue to tell people to stop sending me awards, it still happens. But I'm nowhere near some of our top earners on the platform. Some of the higher, VIP-esque type folks are way past what I've seen. And I try to kind of, I don't like when people go onto our broadcast and give awards. It's not meant for that. I wish we could just turn it off. When Peter and I go live, it's mostly just to provide updates and make sure that we have time to answer questions and so on. So we go live Monday through Friday for those reasons.
Oh, that's his dog. He's a dog whisperer too, by the way, Pablo. So, guys, I'm going to end this because I actually have to do one more task before the end of the day. Thank you. This was wonderful. I honestly, it's too bad we couldn't cut this somehow and use this separate, because this is a lot of questions that people would ask.
So you can actually go back to your profile, download the whole live broadcast, and then edit it before posting.
Because I think some of the questions he's asking, the intellectuals of life will be asking those same questions. And all you have to do at the beginning is going, Happs has not paid me in any way. These views are my views and solely the views of, yeah. All right.
So, Pablo, before you go, there's one quick question from Chris Knight. He was asking about copyrighted stuff, like if he plays a video or music, is he giving up his intellectual property or copyright to that content?
So anything that you live broadcast on Happs is yours. So we do not own your content in any way. You can
Wow,
download it, repurpose it, send it out as an audio podcast on Anchor or anything like that. The only instances where we would use the content is if we want to post something to our social medias, which we would then reach out to you. And then also if in any situations we want to send it to Happs socials, in which we would actually live comment and say, do we have your permission to send this broadcast to Happs Twitter and so on.
So that was a good answer, Pablo. Thank you. I took Chris's question a little bit differently. What if I put a song from Beyonce on my video? Like, that's clearly copywritten by someone else. Am I going to get shut down for that?
We probably won't shut you down for that, but you know the rules.
Yeah,
it's the rules of the internet, right? Like right. You all are well aware. Yeah,
right.
That was a great, very diplomatic answer there. If this doesn't work out, politics, Pablo. Politics.
I have thought about it. I'll tell you that much.
So I'm being.
Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
How do you feel about, and I'm being serious here, one Sunday we do a business show. I would love for you to come on, and in about just before Periscope shuts down, I would love for you to come in and kind of just explain in short form again what Happs is about, because we have quite a few business people who watch this, and it might ignite some more questions for you in the future. Plus, it would be great for my views, and that's all I care about. No.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm happy to. Normally, to get me to actually appear in a live, it'd be great to send me an email and let me know ahead of time so I can put it in a calendar that exists somewhere.
Yes.
And that'll make life a little bit easier. In this situation, happy to hop on for a few minutes, but if it's going to be a longer broadcast, definitely let me know in advance.
Yes. Well, I thought telepathically when I was sending it out to you that you knew, being the dog whisperer that you are, I thought for sure you knew. So, but thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Yes,
what we do,
rough when it came through to him.
Yes. So, everyone, if we could just quickly, I always end it with what you're grateful for. Pablo, you can do that too. Just give us a 20-second. God, that guy's pushy. Okay.
Yeah. So last time I was on your broadcast, I was thankful for Happs. I think today I'm going to be thankful for my family's health during this pandemic.
Perfect answer. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. All right. So you two, who wants to go first? What are you grateful for?
I'll jump in. I am grateful that I had some awesome team feedback from my group today, and I was able to fix a workshop activity and game that would not have worked the way it was, but we went through a few games and simulations, great feedback, and I was able to get it fixed, so now I can build out the rest of the workshop. So I'm grateful to having good peers and friends who had the courage to tell me what I did needed help.
That's really good.
Okay. Your turn.
Game. So for me, I'll keep it work related as well. I'm actually very grateful for the team overall. We all know who our boss is here. Very grateful for him being just a really decent, good human being. Has really helped me out. And I'm really grateful for the team around me. Grateful for working with people like Hans, and Michael would love to work with you at the day job a little bit closer too. But just very grateful for the tight community that we have at work amongst our team, even though we're all remote.
Yeah, and here's the one thing that most people don't know is that. We used to talk to each other, but for maybe 30 seconds or a minute when they were on the elevator, where now we've learned to, lean on each other at times, and we call each other. And since the pandemic or COVID or whatever you want to call it, a lot of the relationships have become stronger. And that's what I'm really feeling blessed about, is these connections that I've made in the last 6 to 8 months that I would have never made to this depth. So thank you, guys. Have a great day. Thank you to the countless people that were in the room today. Guys, we are at 579 views, thanks to Pablo and his cheerleaders. So we were at, I think, 300. He came on and he bumped us up about 200. So he is the star of the show tonight. But you know what I love the most is they came in, including the CEO, addressed a few questions that we had in a very timely manner with respect. And I felt we were respectful as well. So thank you to everyone. Please, if you can, tune in Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 7:30, and a little bit of spiritual and a whole lot of crazy. And I'm loving that people are watching the replays. And I feel like we've got a wonderful chemistry here on Happs. Thank you, guys. Do not beam down, guys. We can talk in the green room. Have a great weekend. Okay, Friday's tomorrow. It's close. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. You guys, you're so close.